This pretty pretty widespread manifestation of thyroid imbalance. We must understand this. What you calling as thyroid? In yoga, we don't look at the glands like that. But medically, what you calling as thyroid is that secretion within you which is trying to calibrate your system on a daily basis. It's just calibrating how much digestion should happen, how much energy should be produced, how much fat should be produced, how much muscle should be built, everything. It's trying to calibrate your physical structure. Your physical structure is very closely related to your psychological structure. Today, there is substantial evidence to show you that if you sit here and think of the mountain, your glandular function will happen in a certain way. If you think about a tiger, it'll happen another way. You think about an ocean, it'll happen another way. You think of a man or a woman, it'll happen another way. Just a thought, nothing. No contact with mountain, no contact with tiger, no contact with man, woman or ocean. Just a thought will fluctuate the glandular function. I'm saying that is how fine the system is, that it is trying to calibrate everything to keep you in a good place. The problem with you is, you need a bullock cart because you are the missing link. You need a bullock cart, but they gave you a fine spaceship. Every little thing will do a world of things. Simply if you touch it, go boom, waves of stuff happening in the system. Simply if you look like this and make one conclusion about the tree, this will go into many varieties of chemical and other kinds of variations. Glandular functions will change. Wherever you may be, whether you're in Mumbai or New York or London, wherever, just look at the situation in which you work. Maybe socially you've gotten used to those things, but look at the kind of atmosphere you're walking in, the number of things that are happening, none of them are conducive for this life. You might have gotten adjusted to it. Maybe now you can't live out of those cities, that's another matter. But the life that you are is not seeking that kind of atmosphere. So the number of variations that are happening within you are not in your favor. Glandular dysfunction is just one manifestation. A very highly calibrated function of glandular function, one thing is the thyroid. It's easily noticeable. The first thing, your physiological and psychological parameters get thrown off a bit simply because disturbance. And another dimension is what's the disturbance that's happening from within you, your own psychological patterns. Another dimension of disturbance is what kind of food is getting into you. There is no way you can eat anything today which is not chemically infested. Eating very organic food, it's little organic chemicals they're using. It's come to that place. It's very difficult to eat something that's just grown in the wild forest, you can pluck out something and eat. That's very, very little, not even a small percentage of people are capable of eating that anymore. It's all from the marketplace. And what goes into the marketplace is all about more, not about what. And also this, in this country, all these things are gone now, don't worry. My grandmother, every day the vegetable seller, they used to come home with a basket. Just then in the morning they would have plucked, by 7:38 they're at the doorstep. When they come, and she will look at this, when she wants to buy it, she won't allow the vegetable seller to touch the vegetables. They plucked and brought it. It's fresh, just now it's come off the plant. But if it has to go into the balance or if she has to choose 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, she won't let them touch it. You don't touch my vegetables. This is not to keep bacteria away. She doesn't want that woman or that man to touch the vegetables that her children and grandchildren will eat. She will touch it in a certain way. She will fondle it, she'll caress it, she'll look at it like this, and then she will cut it and make it. Don't think this is all funny. All these things are missing in your life. You have to take pills to manage your glandular function, and there is no way by popping a pill you can get it into balance, you can suppress it. You cannot get it into proper balance, no way, because every day it's different, every moment it's different. This is calibration, a very active calibration that's happening. You kill it and just take a pill and somehow manage. You are a little dysfunctional machine. With this dysfunctional machine will manifest in so many ways, and you will only know it when you stretch it. When you're living with minimal stuff, it won't show up. It's like this. See, even if you have a flat tire on your car, at 20 kilometers you can drive home, you know. Some things will crack up, some things will tear up, but still you can drive. Only if you're hitting 200 kilometers per hour, then if the tire goes flat, then you know you fly off the road. So that's all it is. If all these things are taken care of well, now when you rev up your life to function at a much higher level, simply it'll go. Now you rev up your life without bringing that balance, then you see it'll freak. You will see this happening all around you every day. So, to invest that much into our lives, well, you can't leave your city and go and live in the jungle. You can't leave the atmospheres and go away. At least you must equip yourself so that those things don't have too much impact on you. It'll anyway have impact, but how much is the question? How much impact? At least within your home, surround yourself with some plants. If there is no space, fill your room. This is going to have some freaky bedroom. Open up half the roof. Oh, but there's another floor above, Sadhguru. Okay, open up the damn walls so that some sunlight comes into you. Yes. Not everything is closed and just one air conditioner is going brrrr all the time. This is one thing, the reverberations around you are freaking this body completely, all the time, brrrr. Particularly when I'm outside the country, particularly in United States. Even in Europe it's a little better. In United States, all the time something is buzzing, endless. When I come here, it's like, you know, just still, which makes you alive. Everything is buzzing, you're like Most people are not conscious of it, but it's happening to them. The very fact that they're sleeping 8 hours a day is just that they are not living in their natural habitat. They are trying to protect themselves by sleeping. So, to protect yourself from disease, to protect yourself from mental illnesses, to protect yourself from all kinds of imbalances, you sleep 8–10 hours a day. This is half your life, you're dead. Death is always a good fix. But that's not the fix we are looking for. We are looking for a life fix, not an end fix. If you end something, it is fixed, isn't it? Fixed or no? Fixed, but not the way we want. We want to be here, alive and be fully fixed. So if this has to happen, you can. I know you may look freaky, even I will think you're freaky. but you can bring some plant life into place where you sleep. When you walk, you must always be conscious of the life other than human life. Most people are not even conscious of the human beings, so I'm reminding you, you must be conscious of everything that is alive. A tree, a plant, a blade of grass, a grasshopper hopping, and the people that you don't like are passing by. All kinds of things. You must be alive to everything. Don't need to do any, oh, I love the tree. You don't have to love the tree. You have to be nourished by it. That's the only way to live. You like it or not, it's nourishing you right now. Consciously, if you do it, everything will work better. Something as simple as being alive to everything around you, indiscriminately, may regularize your thyroid problems. Of course, morning hatha yoga is there, kriyas are there, all these things will definitely help, and the consecrated, powerfully consecrated spaces are there. Many things. One of the main reasons is human beings are becoming less and less active as technology grows. In a day, on an average human being, how much activity, physical activity they used to perform in the past, previous generations of people, and how much physical activity all of us are performing right now is abysmally low. With such a low level of activity, keeping the balance in the system is difficult. A little imbalance, don't go to bed. If you feel little imbalanced, you must jump into activity. Wherever activity is happening with some vigor and joy, you must jump into that activity and do more and more of it if you're feeling sick. Really. Because the moment you go back, you're empowering that. Well, if you're very ill, that's a different thing. But otherwise, you must… we are talking about essentially glandular dysfunction of various kinds. Activity is a simple solution for everything. And don't make activity, for those of you in New York, I'm telling you, don't make activity, you have that health band on your thing. 10 steps, 12 steps. Don't do this, that's not the way to do activity, you may get more sick by doing that. Simply, joyfully doing something. Being joyfully alive. Activity is, if you do not know how to sit here and be exuberantly alive, just go and play. Play a game, run around, simply. Just imitate the grasshopper when you're walking. Try. Why not? You never did this? This is the problem with you. When you go now, I want to see you because you're going to walk on the grass. You better grow like a grasshopper. You will see how much aliveness will happen with you. Essentially, your fundamental problem is you have become bloody serious about your life. So, we have to again remind you, you will die anyway. Don't be so serious about it because it'll get over in no time. You must loosen the grip. Now if you loosen the grip, that last scene can be different. Otherwise, people see you, that's a great thing that happened to you. You loosen the grip. Now itself if you loosen the grip, you will see life will happen wonderfully well for you.
Namaskar Sadhguruji, this is Ayushman Khurana, and I'm a very politically aware person. And politically, India is in a very vulnerable space because it's a pluralistic society. We have so many cultures, religions, regions, caste, color, creed. And I firmly believe that both extreme right-wing and left-wing are extremely dangerous. and my political standing is probably in the center. So what do you think is the correct stand?
Ayushman, one who lives long, a living democracy means you never take a stance of any kind if you want a living democracy. This happened in a very strong way in United States. This became like two different religions in United States. Are you Democrat or you Republican? No, my grandfather was a Republican, my father was a Republican, so I'm also Republican. All decided beforehand. So, in a living democracy, you should never take a stance, this is something we've forgotten. Our country is also moving in that direction. Do you belong here or there? Well, I've not made up my mind for the next election. Let me see. Who performs how? Who makes more sense? Am I right, left, center? No. The moment you take this stance, you are destroying democracy because you are taking it back to feudalism. This tribe means we will only vote this way, that tribe means we'll only vote that way. You finished off the democracy, there is no democracy left. Right now, in United States, I think the deciding factor is only about 4 to 5% of the people decide who wins, who loses. Rest of the people are all fixed already. In India, the percentage probably is in the range of 10 to 12%, maybe maximum 15%. But I think post this coming election, we will also get to percentages like United States, because it is getting so vitiated that you have to belong here or there. You cannot say you don't belong anywhere. I don't care who you elected. The important thing is, change of power happens without bloodshed. That's the big thing about democracy. Slowly, as you become tribal mindset, I belong to this tribe or that tribe, you're again taking it back to your place where there will be tribal warfare every time we want to change power. This is what will happen. So, Ayushman, you should not take any stance. At the end of 4.5 years, take 4 to 6 months to evaluate what has happened. Whatever has happened in this 4.5 years, is it worthwhile to give them one more chance? Or is it better to get a new set of people? Is something that every citizen must take a call in the last 3 to 6 months. So, it is time that we mature as a democracy. There is no need to take any stance.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. This is Vishnu from Coimbatore. How would you define India?
India is it's like a kaleidoscope. It's a conscious chaos. At one time, we consciously created some chaos, intentionally. But unfortunately, some people are overdoing it today. They made it their profession to create chaos. We need to handle that. But why this conscious chaos is? Because we understood organization in a different way. If you step out of this hotel, you will see a manicured garden. But every day, 10 people are working on it to keep it that way. 3 months, if nobody attended to that, there'll be no garden left. But you come into the jungle, you come into the forest, there is a different kind of organization and order there, which million years later, it will still be there without any maintenance. So something that lasts a million years, is it better organized? Something that cannot last even a month without maintenance is better organized. So we organize this culture with a certain element of conscious chaos. But today, because your education systems are totally westernized, which is all straight lines, you're trying to fit India into these straight lines, it will not fit, you will only be frustrated. And in trying to fix that, you will destroy the nation. We need to understand, we have allowed a certain room for chaos so that it's an evolving process. It is not a fixed thing, it is not ruled by commandments. There is nowhere in this country where there is been given a moral code to you. There is nowhere in this country where they told you, this is God, and if you go to Him, all problems will be solved. There is no such thing. There is no a God. First of all, there is no the God in this country. There is no the heaven in this country. Everybody can create their own, you know. We are given the freedom to create our own gods. Out of this came the technologies of God-making. We created 33 million gods and goddesses because there is no certainty. The idea of a kaleidoscope is wonder, seeking. So we have always been a land of seekers, not a land of believers. Now you're trying to become land of believers. I see we believe something. No. Every day, everybody these days are saying we believe, because they are trying to bring a westernized idea of organization. You must understand all the violence, all the nonsense, all the most horrendous things that happen on this planet is always in terms of one man's belief versus another man's belief. So we never believed anything. Even if God came and spoke, we questioned Him, isn't it? This is the nature of this culture. Everywhere else, if God spoke, they said, this is it, this is the commandment. In this country, if God came and spoke, we still debated with Him, we questioned Him. Unless it's logically correct, we did not accept it. This has been the ethos of this culture. This causes a certain amount of chaos, but this chaos is evolution of human consciousness too. Every culture has been created because of its geographical conditions, because of certain survival factors and other historical events that happen in that place, culture gets shaped. We also have some element of that, but a large element of this culture is about consciously seeking what is beyond all this. Because of this, in this culture, God, heaven were never important things. Our highest ideal is mukti or liberation or freedom. Freedom has always been the highest goal, not God, because we know even if we go to heaven and sit next to God, in 3 days we'll get bored with Him also. Yes, we will, isn't it? And do you have any proof that you're not already in heaven and messing it up? I'm asking, do you have proof? You don't have proof. Maybe you're in heaven and you're messing it completely. Yes, that's a reality, I'm telling you.
I have a question from our recent past, which is, why do our heads not face when we're lying down? It's like the monkeys, it's been staying on this thing.
You accept the evolutionary process the way it is. So why shouldn't you put your head to the north? Suppose, you know, there's a North Pole and a South Pole. This means these are the magnetic centers. And you also know the whole land masses, whole continents have been slowly being pulled towards the north. They've been traveling. You know this? But at least, you know, geologically, the whole land masses have been traveling. Why the Himalayas is whatever we are seeing, the Himalayan mountain ranges, that Manasarovar, you will find seashells in Manasarovar because at some point it was at mean sea level. Today, it is at 15,600 feet. So what transported this lake bed, which was at sea level, to this place is the whole Indian subcontinent is crashing into the Central Asian plate. And this is why the Himalayan mountains are still continuing to grow. This is just piling up, it's just a crash. You've seen cars piling up? Just like that. India is crashing. Every year, India is losing about 1.23 centimeters or so. I'm not perfect on the number, it's somewhere in that range. Every year, India is losing about 1.23 centimeters or something because it's crashing into the Himalayan range and it's piling up. Because the magnetic pull of the North Pole is slowly pulling all the land masses upward. So such a huge magnetic pull where the continents are moving up, that kind of magnetic pull is constantly in enforcement across the globe. Suppose you had a little bit of anemia. If you went to your doctor, what does he prescribe for you? So it seems to be like it's an important ingredient of your blood, yes? So if iron is floating around in your blood, and if I put a very powerful magnet to the top of your head, it is possible that slowly blood may start moving in that direction, isn't it? Let's say if it's a very, very powerful magnet, start slowly pulling it up because there is elements of iron in the blood. Your body is designed like this, that your heart, which is the pumping station of the circulatory system, is 3/4 of the way up, not halfway down, because it is difficult to pump against gravity, easier to pump towards gravity, so it's placed here. Generally, all the pipes that are flowing down are larger ones, what is going up are much finer ones. As it goes up here, they're almost hair-like. So minute that the circulatory system in your brain is such that if one extra drop enters there, hemorrhages will happen. People have strokes. So now you were like this, now you went like this. Already there is a little bit of imbalance in the system because heart was pumping, calculating the gravitational resistance. Now suddenly there's no gravitational resistance, you became like this, and now you put your head towards the north. Slowly, it gets pulled towards your brain. So one thing that could happen to you is you could have disturbed sleep. You head to the north and sleep, you could have disturbed sleep, all kinds of dreams happening. If you are in your old age, it is possible that you can have a stroke or you could just die in your sleep. Very much possible. Not that if you sleep one day you will fall dead. Every day, if your bed is arranged that way, that every day you're sleeping, put your head to the north, you are asking for trouble. Some kind of trouble, we do not know what kind of trouble you will get, that depends on the strength of your system. If it is weak, very weak, you may fall dead, or you may get a stroke, or you may just get disturbed sleep, you may just have nightmares, or during the day you act funny. So many things will happen because excess circulation is happening in the brain when it should not be happening, simply because you put your head to the north. So in case you go to South America, then you should not put your head to the south. If you went to Australia, you should not put your head to the south. You can put it to the north, out there. In the northern hemisphere, you do not put your head to the north.
If you live on the equator.
Hmm?
If you live on the equator.
You can spin like a needle. East is best. Northeast is okay, west is all right. South, if you must. North, no.
What you just watched wasn't just a video, it was a presence exercise. If you stayed until now, it shows something in you is more awake. Comment on what stayed with you, what message hit you hardest, and share this with someone who also values this kind of conversation. Thanks, a big hug, and see you in the next video.